Welcome to Peaceful Stories, where we explore the untold tales, mysteries, and captivating lives from history, bringing to light stories that deserve to be remembered. In today's episode, we unravel the fascinating and mysterious life of Subject's Name, a journey through the glamour, intrigue, and tragedy of Hollywood's golden age. If you enjoy deep dives into historical events, mysteries, and compelling narratives, be sure to subscribe and join our growing community. Born William Cunningham Dean Tanner in 1872, William Desmond Taylor's early years were filled with promise and privilege. His family was Anglo-Irish, well-established and wealthy, with deep ties to the British Empire. Taylor, known for his charm and wit, seemed destined for a successful life. However, as is often the case with public figures who rise to fame, his private life would prove far more complicated. Educated in Ireland and then England, Taylor displayed an early interest in the arts, especially theater. However, rather than following a traditional path of an aristocratic son, he ventured into the world of the arts. He emigrated to the United States in the early 1900s, where he started working on stage. After brief success, Taylor transitioned to New York society, where he became entangled in the city's high society and married Ethel May Harrison, a wealthy socialite. The marriage produced one daughter, Ethel Daisy, but the seemingly ideal life would soon unravel. In 1908, without warning, Taylor vanished. He left his wife and child behind without explanation, and for years his whereabouts remained a mystery. It was as though he had disappeared from the face of the earth. Some speculated that Taylor had run off with another woman, while others suggested he might have had financial problems or was fleeing from some other misdeed. His sudden disappearance sparked rumors that would haunt him for the rest of his life. The missing years between 1908 and his reemergence are largely unknown, adding to his mystique. By the time he resurfaced in Hollywood, Taylor had completely reinvented himself. Gone was William Dean Tanner, the husband and father. In his place was William Desmond Taylor, a well-dressed, charismatic figure who quickly became one of the most respected directors in the burgeoning silent film industry. Taylor's new identity was marked by ambition and a clear desire to climb the social ladder in Hollywood. He joined the burgeoning film industry during its golden age, working with stars like Mary Pickford and directing over 40 films. His keen eye for storytelling and a reputation for professionalism made him a beloved figure in Tinseltown. But his reinvention wasn't just about his career. Taylor built a new personal life as well, free from the responsibilities of his old one, though whispers about his past would occasionally surface. A sudden and violent end, the discovery of Taylor's body. On February 2nd, 1922, the usually quiet Alvarado Court Apartments in the Westlake area of Los Angeles became the center of a gruesome discovery. Taylor's valet, Henry Peavy, arrived at his employer's home in the early hours of the morning, expecting to begin his usual duties. However, as Peavy entered Taylor's bungalow, he encountered a horrifying scene. Taylor's body lay lifeless on the floor of his luxurious home, face up, fully dressed, with his arms eerily crossed over his chest as if in peaceful repose. There was no immediate sign of violence or a struggle, and at first glance, Peavy believed his employer had died of natural causes. But the reality was far darker. A closer inspection revealed that Taylor had been shot once in the back, likely with a small-caliber revolver. The crime scene baffled police. Despite the murder, none of Taylor's possessions appeared to be missing. His wallet, which contained a significant amount of cash, lay untouched. His expensive watch was still on his wrist, and there were no signs of forced entry or a scuffle. Whoever had killed Taylor had likely been someone he trusted, someone he invited into his home willingly. The position of his body suggested he had turned his back to the killer, unaware of the danger. The coroner's report concluded that Taylor had likely been shot around 7:50 p.m. on the evening of February 1st, just hours after a meeting with his close friend, comedic actress Mabel Normand. As the last known person to see him alive, Normand would quickly become a person of interest in the investigation. The investigation begins, a whirlwind of scandal. The investigation into Taylor's death quickly spiraled into a media sensation. Hollywood, already under scrutiny due to several high-profile scandals, including the trial of Fatty Arbuckle for the death of actress Virginia Rapp and the overdose death of actor Wallace Reed, now faced another massive public relations disaster. Reporters swarmed Taylor's bungalow, and police faced immense pressure from the public and media to solve the crime quickly. The police quickly learned that the crime was far more complicated than it appeared at first glance. Investigators discovered that Taylor was not just a respected filmmaker, but a man with many secrets. It became apparent that his personal life was intertwined with scandalous relationships and, possibly, dark dealings. Key figures in Taylor's life: the complex web of suspects. Several individuals in Taylor's life immediately came under scrutiny, each with their own complicated relationship with the director. Each figure had both a motive and, potentially, dark secrets of their own. Mabel Normand, the beloved silent film star and comedic actress, was Taylor's close confidant. She was the last person to see him alive, having visited him at his bungalow on the night of his murder to borrow a book. Their relationship was the subject of much speculation. While Normand was deeply fond of Taylor, some questioned whether her feelings went beyond mere friendship. However, the more significant scandal lay in Normand's drug addiction. Hollywood insiders knew that Normand had struggled with substance abuse for years, particularly with cocaine. At the time, the film industry was grappling with a growing drug problem, and Taylor, who was reportedly a staunch moralist, had become involved in efforts to combat drug use within the industry. Some speculated that Taylor's moral crusade may have led to his murder, either by someone in the drug trade or by someone connected to Normand's addiction. Despite her close association with Taylor, Normand was eventually cleared as a suspect, though the stain of suspicion would haunt her for the rest of her life. Mary Miles Minter, another central figure in Taylor's life, was Mary Miles Minter, a young actress whom Taylor had mentored. At just 19 years old, Minter was a rising star, known for her innocent looks and roles in sentimental dramas. But Minter had fallen madly in love with Taylor, a man over 30 years her senior. Love letters from Minter to Taylor were found in his home, revealing a one-sided infatuation. Minter's mother, Charlotte Shelby, strongly disapproved of her daughter's feelings for the older man. Shelby, an overbearing stage mother, was rumored to have gone to extreme lengths to control her daughter's career and personal life. Some speculated that Shelby might have seen Taylor as a threat to her control over Minter and had taken drastic action to end their relationship. Henry Peavy, Taylor's valet, Henry Peavy, also came under suspicion, primarily because of his connection to the crime scene. Peavy had replaced Taylor's previous valet, Edward Sands, who had been fired after stealing from Taylor. Some believed Peavy might have been involved in a plot to rob or kill Taylor, though he consistently denied any involvement. Despite initial speculation, Peavy was eventually cleared as a suspect. Edward Sands, Taylor's former valet, was one of the more shadowy figures in the case. He had a criminal background and had stolen money and forged checks in Taylor's name. His sudden disappearance after being fired led investigators to consider him a possible suspect. Some believed Sands might have harbored a grudge against his former employer and sought revenge. Despite an intensive search, Sands was never found, adding to the mystery surrounding the case. Mysterious clues and missing evidence. As investigators delved deeper into the case, strange developments emerged. One of the most peculiar was the disappearance of crucial evidence. Shortly after Taylor's body was discovered, Paramount Pictures executives arrived at the crime scene and allegedly removed personal documents from Taylor's home. The studio was keen to protect its interests, fearing that any scandal connected to Taylor's private life could damage its reputation. Some speculated that these documents might have contained sensitive information about Taylor's relationships or his involvement in efforts to expose drug use in Hollywood. The police were also baffled by several inconsistencies in witness testimonies. Neighbors reported hearing a gunshot on the night of the murder, but no one saw anything suspicious. One neighbor claimed to have seen a man leaving Taylor's bungalow shortly after the gunshot, but the description of the man was vague, and no one was ever identified as the shooter. Despite the police's best efforts, the investigation quickly stalled. Hollywood insiders closed ranks, and those closest to Taylor were either unwilling or unable to provide useful information. The case grew cold, and within months, it seemed unlikely that the mystery would ever be solved. Conspiracy theories and unsolved mysteries. The murder of William Desmond Taylor remains one of Hollywood's most enduring unsolved mysteries, spawning countless conspiracy theories over the decades. Some believe Taylor's death was a simple case of jealousy or a crime of passion, while others suspect a more complex plot involving Hollywood's powerful elite. One theory suggests that Taylor's murder was connected to his efforts to expose drug trafficking in the film industry. As a well-known moralist, Taylor had become increasingly involved in campaigns against drug use, particularly among young actresses like Mabel Normand. Some believe he may have crossed powerful figures in the drug trade who sought to silence him. This theory gained traction due to the rise of organized crime in Los Angeles during the 1920s. Others speculate that Taylor's murder was part of a wider conspiracy to protect the reputations of Hollywood's biggest stars. With the industry already reeling from the Fatty Arbuckle scandal, some believe that Taylor's murder may have been covered up to avoid further damage to Hollywood's image. Paramount Pictures' involvement in removing documents from Taylor's home has fueled these suspicions, suggesting that the studio may have been involved in a cover-up. More sensational theories involve occult practices or secret societies within Hollywood, though these ideas are largely considered fringe speculation. Legacy and impact. The murder of William Desmond Taylor had a profound impact on Hollywood and the wider film industry. The scandal, coming on the heels of other high-profile cases like the Fatty Arbuckle trial, led to calls for reform and greater regulation of Hollywood stars. Public outcry over the perceived immorality of Hollywood's elite prompted the creation of the Motion Picture Producers and Distributors of America, MPPDA, later known as the Motion Picture Association of America, MPAA. The MPPDA, under the leadership of Will H. Hayes, was tasked with cleaning up Hollywood's image and ensuring that films adhere to moral standards. The case also cemented William Desmond Taylor's legacy as a tragic figure, a talented director whose life was cut short by an act of violence. His murder remains a source of fascination for true crime enthusiasts, historians, and fans of Hollywood's golden age. The enduring mystery of Taylor's death has inspired numerous books, documentaries, and even fictionalized accounts in films and television. For the stars involved, the case left a lasting mark. Mabel Normand's career never fully recovered, and she continued to struggle with addiction until her death in 1930. Mary Miles Minter's career also faltered, and she faded into obscurity, forever linked to the scandal. Charlotte Shelby, though never charged, lived under the shadow of suspicion for the rest of her life. As the years passed, the murder of William Desmond Taylor became a symbol of Hollywood's darker side: the corruption, the intrigue, and the deadly price of fame. While the case may never be solved, it remains a captivating chapter in the history of American cinema. Conclusion: the dark side of fame. The story of William Desmond Taylor is a tale of ambition, success, and ultimately, a violent end shrouded in mystery. His murder remains one of the most notorious unsolved crimes in Hollywood history, a case that continues to inspire fascination and speculation nearly a century later. The unsolved nature of Taylor's death has allowed it to become a legend, with each new generation of film fans adding their own theories and interpretations. But at its core, it's a reminder of the fragility of fame and the dangers that can come with living a life in the spotlight. Hollywood, a place of dreams, can also be a place of nightmares. In exploring this tragic story, we not only delve into the mystery of one man's death, but also examine the broader implications for the film industry, the nature of celebrity, and the thin line between public persona and private reality. Taylor's life and death serve as a cautionary tale for those who seek fortune and fame in a world where success can be fleeting and the shadows of scandal are never far behind. As we come to the close of another remarkable journey through history, mysteries, and untold stories, we want to thank you for being a part of this exploration. The world is filled with tales that are hidden, forgotten, or left unsolved, and together, we've ventured into the depths of one more today. Every piece of history holds significance, And every story brings us a little closer to understanding the past and how it shapes our present. If this story intrigued you, if it left you thinking or yearning for more, don't forget to hit that like button. Sharing helps others discover these compelling narratives, and your support fuels us to keep unearthing more for you. By subscribing to Peaceful Stories, you join a community of curious minds who believe in the power of storytelling, in the unraveling of mysteries, and in keeping the past alive through our collective discovery. Remember, there's always another chapter waiting to be uncovered. From forgotten legends to unsolved mysteries, the truth often hides just beyond the surface. We invite you to stay connected by clicking the notification bell so that you won't miss out on our upcoming stories. Each one is unique, each one is powerful, and each one deserves to be told. Thank you again for your time and attention. We value your engagement and your passion for the stories that shape history. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep exploring the unknown, and always remember, there's more to the story than meets the eye. Stay peaceful, stay curious, and we'll see you soon on Peaceful Stories.